All right, we're going to rotate around the x-axis, and so here we go. Around the x-axis is a standard problem. This is just our same old rotating around the x-axis. We've done this before. It's not a big deal. So now we're going to go ahead and go, all right, so integral, there's no holes, so I don't have to worry about holes. Okay, good. I'm walking, my x's are I'm walking this way, correct? Since I'm walking that way, it should be no problem figuring out that it's a dx problem. And so this is simply going to be the square root of x squared starting at 0 and ending at 4, because I'm going to walk from 0 to 4 along the x-axis. So this is just going to give me integral from 0 to 4 of x dx, which is x squared over 2 from 0 to 4. So I get 16. I get 8 minus 0, or 8. I dropped my pi. That was a big mistake. So I got pi, and that means me 4. Why did I get 4 pi? 8 pi. That's 8 pi. There we go. So that's how you do the first one. Again, gonna do B now. Gonna do B. So now I'm gonna go around the y-axis. Now a couple things happen now. First of all, I'm gonna have to walk in the y direction because I'm going on the y-axis. I'm also, by the way, gonna note this thing is gonna swing this way, which means I'm gonna have a hole right there. So since I'm going to have a hole right there, I'm going to have to go ahead and go, all right, so it's going to be, I'm going in the y direction, dy. I'm going to have to do my r, my big R in the y direction minus my little r in the y direction. Still going around the axis, that's good news. I don't have to do my little subtracting one trick or subtracting by whatever I'm going to go around. My outside radius, now I got to think really hard. What's this equation here? Well, that equation there is just x equals what? X equals 4. So this is going to be 4 squared. I forgot to put little squares on these. Minus, now I got to do my inside one. My inside one's all messed up, but I recognize that the function that I'm talking about is y equals the square root of x. So that would be x equals y squared. So I'm just going to go y squared. And of course, that's got to be squared. So this becomes pi integral of 16 minus y to the 4th dy. Oh, where am I starting my y walking? If I'm walking this way now, I'm walking upwards. I'm going to start at 0. I'm going to end at 2, right? So I'll put a 2 there. So you get pi 16y minus y to the 5th over 5 from 0 to 2. I get 32 minus 32 fifths pi. I'm dropping the zeros just because I'm going to run out of space if I don't. I'm just going to go ahead and calculatize this. Minus 32, whoops, 32 minus 32 divided by 5, and I get 25.6 pi. Whoop, where's my pen? So this becomes 25.6 pi. Sorry, I'm running out of space here on my tablet. All right, moving up to the top. Let's try the next one. What if I go around x equals 4? So x equals 4. So now I'm going to go gold colored. All right, so I'm going to go this way, right? Let's go green. Let's do green. Green's going to be different than the rest of these. So now I'm here, and I'm going to take it and rotate it this way, which means I'm still walking in the y direction. Okay? So now I'll go over here and I'll go, okay, so for C, I'm walking in the y direction. I don't have a hole. There's no hole here, right? There's no hole here. It's all going to be filled in. It's going to look like a dome that looks like this when I'm done, right? It's going to be all filled in. So I don't have to worry about that at all. So since I'm rotating it around the axis, I don't have a hole. I'm simply going to go the integral in the y direction, my radius in the y direction squared dy. I'm going to start at 0 into 2 because that's how far I walk in the y direction. My radius, though, I'm no longer going around the axis. So now I'm going to have to do the function, which in terms of y is just y squared, right? Minus, I'm going around not 0, I'm going around 4, right? So 4, so then I put the whole thing squared, dy. So now I'm going to end up with, oh, I need a pi out in front. I forgot my pi out in front. Bad planning. I'm starting to forget my pi out in front. That's not a good thing. Now I'm going to simplify this before I try to integrate it. Y to the 4th minus 8y squared minus plus 16 dy. So then pi, I get y to the 5th over 5 minus 8y to the 3rd over 3 plus 16y from 0 to 2. Parentheses that I'd really like to have, so let's give it to me. So then I'm going to get 32 divided by 5 minus 8 times 8 divided by 3 plus 32. So I get 17.006. So what 17 and 1/5 is what that is. Where's my pen? Where's my pen? There it is. Okay, so at 17 and 1/15 pi. So hopefully that's the right answer for that one. So now we're going to go on in the land of D. I'm going to switch to red. D is, we're going to round y equals 6. Y equals 6 is way the heck up here. So because of that, I'm going to have a hole again, aren't I? I'm going to rotate. I'm going to flip this over this way. Boom. I'm rotating. I'm walking now in the x direction. So therefore, I know I'm going to have a hole. So I'm going to go pi, the big in terms of x squared minus the little in terms of x squared dx. So I'm going to go pi integral. Now I'm going to be, the outside radius is going to be this thing right here, which is just 0, isn't it? So I'm going to again do 0 minus 6 squared minus the inside, which is going to be my original function, which is the square root of x minus 6 squared dx. Because I'm walking the x direction, I'm going to start at 0. I'm going to end at 4. That's how far I walk in this direction. Right? I'm going to walk from 0 to 4. Then I know I'm done with my full volume. So I've got pi. This is going to be integral from 0 to 4 of 36 minus, minus parentheses. I'm going to keep track of parentheses this time because I blew that last time. So this becomes x minus plus, nope, still minus 16, minus 12, x to the 1/2 plus 36 dx. So then pi, integral from 0 to 4, I got 36 minus x plus 12x to the 1/2 minus 36. That's darn convenient because the 36's cancel out. And my life is a little better for that. And then I go pi from 0 to 4. I've got, nope, I'm going to go ahead and integrate. So negative x squared over 2 plus 12x to the 3/2, which is the 2/3 out in front, from 0 to 4. It's going to give me negative 41664, 256, isn't it? 256. I'm going to try. Let's pretend like I can do it. 256 over 2 minus, so this becomes 24/3. Put a 4 in there. Square root of 4 is 2. 2 times that's 8. This should be plus. So that's going to give me a negative number. That would be very bad. Please don't give me a negative number. Yes, it does. Why does it give me a negative number? I don't know. Bummer. Oh, that's a, no, 12, 24. 8, let's try it out. 8 times 24 is 192/3. Yeah, that's definitely going to be negative when I'm done. Can't be negative because I have a volume, so I don't know what I did wrong there. Bummer. Let's double check the negative 36. Nope, that works. Oof, gonna have to check my work. Hold on. Go back to the top. 6, like that, squared, that was fine. Went from 0 to 4, that made sense. X to the 1/2, which is what we did. minus 6. That makes sense too. All right. When I FOILed them, I should have gotten x to the 1/2 like that. I should have gotten negative 12, x to the 1/2 like that. And I should have gotten plus 36. That's all good. Distribute the minus through. That looks good. That looks good. That looks good. 3/2. That looks good. 2/3. 24/3, which is 8. What did I do there? 24/3 is 8. 8 times 8 is 64. Still not going to save my bacon. 2, 8, 64. 60. Oh, wait. Hold on. That's the problem right there. See how much fun it is to watch me do these in real lifetime. Okay, so this here is going to be 64, right? Because 24/3 is 64. I don't know what I did here. 4 squared is, you guys have been sitting there for 25 minutes going, dude, it's just 64. So that gives me negative 32. So the whole thing ends up being 32 pi. Should be able to get that an hour ago. I don't know where I got 256 twos. Yeah, I have no idea. Okay, so there's my answer, 32 pi. So there you are. So that's how you do every type of problem that could possibly be thrown at you that involves a rotation. Practice these before you forget them, which means finish up the rest of this worksheet. You can even work on the next worksheet if you'd like, because we want to cement these in as best we can, right? So you could work on 9, 10 as well as just 9, 9. But we are done with the chapter. Everything's in here, right? So the rest of it is just us playing games, okay? Finding ways to do different problems different ways. It's not really a problem, okay? All right, so we're done. Send me your questions. Probably send my corrections for whatever problems I did wrong, because I seem to be having trouble with math today. Awesome. Thank you all for hanging in there. Have a nice break too, because this should be the last video before I give you a break, not counting the ones you asked me to do.